Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah, for those of you who don't know me. I hope you're doing well and welcome back to my mini-series Upcycling, my summer wardrobe, in which I will be using stuff I already own and hopefully turn them into cute spring and summer pieces. This is part 3, and if you haven't watched the previous episodes, make sure to check them out. I will link them down in the description box and also somewhere here. And yeah, today, as well as in the next episode and in the episode after that episode, so in the next and the next episode, I will be transforming basic old white t-shirts just like this, because I figured that everyone at least owns one old white t-shirt, I guess, or it doesn't have to be white, it can be any color. So yeah, basically everyone could recreate these projects. So yeah, that's quite cool. And if you're new here and you enjoy content evolving around sustainability, mindfulness, upcycling, DIY, fashion, interior, vegan, food, you've come to the right place. So make sure, if you like my content, to subscribe to my channel and also check out my Instagram account. It's brand new and I do more stuff around vegan food, sustainability, etc. over there. So that would be amazing. And now, without further ado, let's do this tutorial. First of all, as usual, I took my measurements and yeah, I started by having a look on how deep I wanted my neckline to be. This is what I'm doing here. And then I went in and decided on how cropped I want my shirt to be. And lastly, I also took my measurements to see how much I had to take my shirt in, as well as my sleeves, because I wanted everything to be a bit more figure-hugging. And then I went in, laid my shirt flat on the table and started to mark out all my lines where I later had to cut or sew. And here I'm mapping out my neckline, and if I had to do this project again, I would probably not go for a neckline that deep, because I mean, don't get me wrong, I love a good deep neckline and I quite went for this look. However, I didn't think of the fact that I had to do a lettuce hem, and for a lettuce hem you have to stretch your material quite a bit, so in the end the neckline was quite stretched out. And yeah, it's quite a number now, but my boobies and I will wear this shirt with pride and confidence. And here I'm just going in with my fabric chalk and my measuring tape to draw the line where I want to sew my shirt later on with my sewing machine. And I really recommend this. I mean, you don't have to do this. However, I find it easier to sew if I have a neat line I can follow. So, I mean, if you're a sewing pro, you don't have to do this, but yeah, I find it quite helpful. And then I went in with my pins, pinned everything in place, so nothing would move around while sewing my new seams. Once you've reached your sleeves, make sure that the hemlines are aligned and then pin it in place. Disclaimer, by the way, I don't know if this is the official way to make your shirt smaller, but it for sure works for me. So after you pinned everything in place, you just go in with your sewing machine, and since this is a stretchy fabric, I would recommend a zigzag stitch and just sew along the line. Before that, I went in with my scissors and cut off the bottom of my shirt. And yeah, keep the fabric, don't throw it away right away, because we will need it later for the rest of our shirt. And yeah, as I said, I just went in with my zigzag stitch and sewed across the line. And again, I don't know if this is the official technique to alter a top, but it's for sure an easy one. And after that you can go in and cut off the excess, and yeah, I also cut off the old hemlines of my sleeves. And then I went in and made the casing for my straps for the ruching effect. And for the length, I took the measurement from the deepest point of my neckline to the bottom of my shirt. And yeah, I think I made it 5 centimeters wide, so you definitely want to make your casing wide enough so that you can fit your 2 straps later on inside. And yeah, you should add seam allowance. So yeah, this project is quite simple, however I didn't want to take any chances, so I draw a straight line in the middle of my casing so that I would later sew a beautiful straight seam. After that I pinned the casing to the top. And yeah, then I basically saw 3 straight lines, one down the middle of the casing, as well as 1 line on each side. Then I made my straps, and here I'm cutting the fabric, and yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of making straps, so I always go for the more convenient technique, and I take my fabric and basically do the same as I would for a rolled hem. So I'm folding in the sides and then fold it again in the middle and sew a straight line. And since my fabric wasn't long enough, I connected 2 straps to make it into one and just sewed a basic straight stitch all along the 2 straps, but I then connected them, so yeah, you know what I mean. And then I also folded the ends of my strap and sewed them in place. And to make a leather hem, you want to use a zigzag stitch and put the stitch length on the lowest number as well as your stitch width to the highest number, and you also want to use a high tension for your thread. And to create this wavy effect of a leather hem, you want to slightly pull your fabric while you're sewing, but yeah, just be careful, otherwise you will stretch your fabric quite a bit, and yeah, you will be left with a very stretched out neckline, as you can see here. put my straps through my casing, and yeah, I was done.